So here's one of the more unusual posts that I've covered in a while, and a classic example of why, again, and I say this 16,000 times already, really get to know your girl before you consider marrying her, or if you're a gal, get to know your guy. And I'm talking some time here. Otherwise, well, you're going to be in for some big surprises. And in this situation here, it's about a guy who's all set to be married, okay? And now he's thinking about canceling the wedding permanently after it's abundantly clear his wife cannot get over her late husband. Her husband died at some point, and let me tell you, he's doing some very strange things to, well, demonstrate she can't get over him. And this guy is understandably saying, I think we're done. Titled, Am I the a-hole for postponing our wedding because my fiance wants to have pictures of her late husband in the wedding? And a shout out to Nick for sending me this story. Now listen to this. My fiance and I have been together for about 3 years. We got engaged 6 months ago. Smack! Way too soon. And you're about to see why. We were doing some planning, and she mentioned, where do you think late husband's name and picture should go? Excuse me? We're getting married, you and I, building our future together. What do you mean pictures of the late husband in the wedding here? I was confused and asked her to please clarify. She said she wants her late husband's picture at the wedding, and she went into more detail at my request. No. No. It's about you and I. Your husband passed away. I'm sorry that happened. But no, there won't be pictures of him. But this goes on. She wants one of the bride... Let me start over. She wants one of the bridesmaids to hold the picture during the ceremony, as well as having a picture on our table. And when taking pictures, she wants to hold him in most of the pictures. Does she have like a doll of him in the closet with his picture on it, and she F's that? Are you freaking kidding me? Gee, someone is not over her late husband. Why is she even getting married? Well, probably she found this guy to help her along to get over him, and she clearly is not. No, that's not acceptable, sweetie. I told her I didn't want that. And while I understand he's important to her, I'd feel uncomfortable with his pictures in our wedding, especially when they're so prominent. You're darn right about that. We got into a big fight, and she yelled, I can't believe you're jealous. He's fucking dead. What, do you think I'm going to F him at our wedding? Gee, somebody's a little unstable. Gone off your meds a little bit, sugar? I decided to postpone the wedding, and honestly, I'm thinking of calling it off altogether. Am I the a-hole? No. Your fiance is seriously unstable here. She needs some professional help yesterday. I think the only reason she's with this guy is to help her get over him. Okay, he died. That's very sad. But here's some questions. How long has it been since he passed away? Obviously more than 3 years because they've been together 3 years. How long was she married to the guy? I mean, has she had professional help? I'm guessing not, or not enough. When she met this dude, how long did they, how quickly after he passed away did she get with this guy? These are major questions to ask, but to want to have pictures of him in the wedding, to have her bridesmaids hold it when she gets married, for her to walk around with this picture, why did she even get married to this guy? I'm guessing, and this guy had to have seen some of these red flags early on, or was this guy just so happy to get any girl to want to be with him, they let shit slide, and now it's erupted. This is nuts. So yes, he absolutely has the right to postpone this. I would be done with her. Okay? This doesn't sound to me like she's very happy about a future together here. The future's going to be her, the dude's picture, and him. This guy is just a means to an end. And eventually, I think what's going to happen is, hopefully, she'd get over her late husband passing. And then she's going to be like, why am I with this guy? And she'll divorce this guy and take him to the cleaners. I kid you not. This is crazy. So absolutely, he needs to end it with her. And this is a brief post, but to show you, as I point out, some seriously unstable people out there, and you need to spend a long time getting to know them. I think if this guy spent more time with her, he'd be able to see. Or the question is, did he have the blinders up? Now some comments here. Most of these comments are from women, I want to point out. First one. This is from a woman. She says, okay, I'm a widow of 12 years, and this just isn't right. I understand she may want a memory of him with her, but pictures of him and pictures of you two is just wrong on many levels. There are many inconspicuous ways of having him with her. You're 100% right for postponing your wedding and possibly canceling it too. My thoughts are she isn't ready to move on yet. Why, I don't know. knows she needs some counseling to find out some deep soul searching. You're absolutely right, she needs some counseling and probably some fucking meds. That's from a woman. Now here's another one. Not the a-hole. You are a stand-in for her dead husband. Whenever you're doing things together, she imagines you or her husband. She'll definitely be fucking him on your wedding night. She's just borrowing your memory to do it. Probably every time she's hooking up with this guy, she's imagining her former husband, her late husband. Have a mask made of his face and ask her if she wants you to just wear it at the wedding and on the wedding night. Unless you're comfortable being a stand-in for the rest of your life, you should move on. You're darn right. And you know what? If the situation was reversed and it was a guy marrying a woman and he wasn't over his ex, she'd have every right to have a problem with that type of attachment and not being able to let go too. Do you think any woman ever, because let's be honest, women generally are going to, most women believe the wedding is their day and they call the shots and everything and they become little tyrants in white dresses on their wedding days. Many. Do you think they would stand for a guy whose wife had passed away, having the groomsmen hold a picture of her in the wedding and him walking around with a picture of a woman? Do you think any woman ever would agree to that? No. But he's the bad guy in her eyes because he's not agreeing to it, and he's just jealous. The gaslighting is unreal. Another comment. This is from a woman. She says, I have to add my 2 cents here. Not the a-hole. My husband was the absolute love of my life, and he passed in 2016. I've lived with my significant other for 5 years now, and I love him very much. We plan to get married someday. But here's the thing. He respects my husband and my husband's place in my life, just as I respect him and his place in my life. I would never do something like your fiancé is doing. She clearly doesn't have any open space for you. She is too consumed with her dead husband. Calling your wedding off seems like the only option. She needs to heal and find herself again before she can give herself to a new partner. Exactly. But what happens a lot of times, and many of you guys are aware of this, either you've experienced this or heard stories, a lot of women, when they end a relationship, and I'm not talking about if somebody passes away, they will line up another dude already before they break up with the current guy. And that way they don't have to deal with being alone and dealing with all those emotions and feelings and all that shit, when they actually should be healing on their own, spending time by themselves to fix things, work things out, find out what they want. They'll move on to the next guy without actually fixing anything. And the problems that she had before with the previous relationship, she'll take on to the next guy. So this woman here needed to have a lot of time to heal. And I think I got to wonder when it was he passed away and when she started the relationship with this dude. She never properly healed. And one more. This is from a woman who's a grief counselor. She says, I'm a grief counselor, and this sort of behavior is one of the red flags we have trained to watch for. Your fiancé is not far enough along in the processing of your grief to be ready for another serious relationship. Shit, she's not even ready to date. And since the two of you have been together for 3 years, she should be. If I was dealing with your fiancé, I would have referred her to a therapist because she's in need of some serious help. Yeah, but the thing is, in her mind, she doesn't need any help. Her late husband should have no part in your wedding, because if he was still around, you wouldn't be getting married. This isn't about you being jealous, but about her not having to let him go enough to move on. Postpone the wedding, yes. But if she doesn't get help, you're going to have to cancel the wedding, or else she'll be the third wheel in her relationship with the memory of her first husband. Amen. Well, I wouldn't postpone shit. I would just end it, period, because, no, this guy's wasting his time with her. But I have to wonder if this guy turned a blind eye, deaf ear, that type of thing, because he's probably wanted some woman to pay attention to and marry him. You know, I mean, this could have been the only time that she was showing serious problems with attachments with her ex. And that's okay if she's allowed to be sad and miss him and all that, but to do this to this guy and make him out to be the villain for taking issue with this, come on. So I'd advise him to move on, and she needs to get some serious help. And hopefully one day she'll be able to move on and be okay, and you get the point.